Hey, today's one of those days where I'm in between jobs. I've been busy getting all my ducks in a row so that I can build 2 new cabins for me to live in. That's because my old house truck, Sleeping Gypsy, that's been on the property here for 20 years, is moving on. Yes, in 3 days I've got a guy coming with a big Dodge Ram and he's going to A-frame my truck to a new location. It's going to live on a friend's farm and it's going to be a place for the woofers to stay when they come to do work. So while I'm standing around prioritising things that need to be done for the building of the cabins, I thought I've got a job coming up that I'm not going to enjoy, and that is building a deck between the cabins. It's a large deck. It's going to have several hundred nails in it, and because I'm so very old and so very worn out, I've suffered a lot of injuries over the years, RSI type things, shoulders and elbows that inflame and give me such shit over the next few days after doing a day's hammering that I've decided I'm not going to do any more hammering. Well, I'm going to do as little hammering as I can. So I've made myself a purchase, and today it arrived. My latest toy. So let's have a look. Let's see what I've bought. There'll be a small prize for anybody who knows what this is. I don't know what the prize is going to be yet, but we'll cut it open and get in here and we'll have a look. It's a one of those. I've wanted one of these things forever. A lot of people have never seen one of these things before, but it's called a palm nailer. It's air powered. It doesn't have a trigger. There's no switch, no lever. There's nothing there to activate it. It's got a telescoping thingamajig on the end of it. And that thingamajig has got a magnet in it. These things operate on hand pressure. You put a nail in this magnetic holder here, and when you push down onto the wood, it activates and starts driving the nail in. I've seen other people use them. They're superb. I've always wanted one. So now's my chance. Now, the last time I laid a deck, I bought 5 kgs worth of nails and I used around 3/4 of them, and I put these nails in all by hand. This time I'll be able to use my palm nailer, and you put the nail in place and push, and when you push it vibrates and drives the nail in without any hammering. Now, as well as being great for repetitive work, for doing thousands of nails in a deck, it's also good for getting into hard to access places. For example, on top of a wall frame where you've got the joist hangers that come over to hang the joists for the roof, you can't always get in there and swing a hammer. But with one of these, you can get nails in from any angle without having to allow for 2 foot's worth of swinging room for your hammer. So I'll go outside and get myself a couple of bits of wood and we'll see how good these things really are. It's vitally important that you lubricate it, especially when it's new. It tells you on the packaging of most air tools, oil daily. But if you're using the thing all day, trust me, that's not enough. Oil it hourly if you're using it all day for an 8-hour day. So I've got some pieces of wood here, and I'm led to believe that these things, as well as putting nails in, can be used for pushing nails out. So first of all, I'm going to plug it in and see if I can push these nails back to the stage where I can get a claw hammer on them. Oops. Because I can't get the claw under the heads of these nails as they are. So I love how this thing fits in my hand, but the first thing I will do is get myself a more flexible hose to go from this hose to here so that it's a little easier to use. The first thing I want to try doing is using it to take a nail out. So I've got these nails that are in here. Let's see if we can remove a nail with this. It's designed to hit the head of the nail, and on a point, I don't know if you can see down there, but it actually has the plunger has a gap around the edge, so the point of the nail just wants to go in there. You can see, there we go, you can see that there's a gap. So what I've got to do is try and keep it. Possibly if I put it down on a surface it will go better. That's better. And then I can just pull them out with an ordinary claw hammer. But the reason I bought this is so that I can do lots of deck nailing without RSI of the wrist. So let's see how this thing goes for putting nails in. That's what it's designed for. Ooh! I like. Check it out! Sorry, hammer, you've been good to me, but now I think you're only going to get used for pulling nails out. What a tool! Let's have a look on the packaging here for anybody who's interested in buying one of these things. It's got a lovely soft rubber grip that insulates and reduces vibration. I'll vouch for that. Weighs only 1 pound. Absolutely true. It's light and easy to handle. It's got a 7-year warranty. It's probably got instructions on the inside. But I do know from past experience, here we go. I do know from past experience that you need to oil these things regularly. There we go. Simple instructions in 37 different languages. Oh my God! It's like the package insert on every vaccine you ever saw, except the one they're pushing at the moment, which has nothing written on it. That's because the vaccine's completely experimental and they're not prepared to stick by any claims at this stage. But anyway, that's a side issue. Now, the only letdown of this thing is the gorgeous little swivel. There are two types of airline fitting. There's the Aro and the Nito. Aro is the older style of fitting, which uses this female and this male, and they click together like that. And Nito is the newer type, which looks very similar, and once again it has the male and the female parts that just clip together. But here's the difference between Aro and Nito. Aro only carries around 50% of the air volume that Nito carries. So I've moved away from Aro and moved everything to Nito. But what we've got here is something delightfully Mexican. It's halfway in between the two. It won't fit that. And it won't fit that. So it's beautifully made, but it's bloody useless. So that can go in the, I call this the useful box. It probably won't ever get used for anything because it doesn't fit anything. But never mind, aside from that, I'm well chuffed with this. And for 99 New Zealand dollars, which is about $45 US, I would jump at one of these if I got the chance. And I recommend you do the same if you're the kind of person who does a lot of nailing.